Hi, I'm Nick Bolton, the founder of ICCS, and in today's video, we're going to take a look at I6, continuing the series on the seven-eyed model. Now, I6 is the supervisor's experience of the supervision and what that might say about what else is happening within the supervision system. In other words, it's their phenomenological experience of the supervision and a way of using that as material for further investigation. Now, I want to be really, really clear. When we talk about the supervisor's experience, this is not about their stuff, let's say. It's not about what's happening back at home or in their office. It's not about a fear they have in their own life being brought into the space. And it's something that is a response to the supervision that's taking place. It could be an anxiety or a fear or a sadness or a happiness or a joy or something, an excitement or anything at all, the experience that might say, where's that coming from? Why am I experiencing that? What's that a reflection of somewhere within the supervision session? Now, I sometimes hear when supervisors start their training that they feel they should park their stuff. Believe me, their stuff is not in play here. What's in play is their response to the supervision and what that might say. I really want to be clear on that. So let's get rather concrete on this and let's talk about some examples. Well, imagine, for instance, that you're feeling tired and drowsy, but it's the middle of the day and there's no reason for you to be feeling that. Well, one thing you might say is, why am I feeling drowsy? I must have a power nap after lunch. Well, that's one possibility. But what if that drowsiness is a sign of something else? Maybe there's a sluggishness in the whole system. Maybe the coach is feeling tired of their client and the client is feeling tired of the job and everybody's just tired. And you're a kind of a tuning fork for that tiredness and that sort of ennui, let's say. Maybe you're feeling anxious and you can't figure out what this anxiety is about. I mean, the coach has said nothing that will seem to indicate a need for anxiety, but there you are, feeling anxious. Well, if you surface it, I find myself feeling anxious, but I'm not sure why. Maybe it's on your behalf, or maybe it's on the behalf of your client, or on your system, or on the behalf of the system. Do you have some sense of where this anxiety might belong? And if that coach says, no, I think that's just your stuff, perhaps it is. But it's opening the door to an exploration. Perhaps you have a physical sensation where you feel your heart beating very fast, or you feel your arms are just a little bit like, wow, well, I'm getting goosebumps. What's that for? You don't even know why. It's not a rational response to it. It's not a cause and effect response. It's something that's happening that's unconscious. All of these things are I6 lens possibilities that we could hold over the supervision and say, what does my experience of this potentially offer to us to explore further? What's my feeling a reflection of somewhere else in the system? Or maybe it isn't. Just because we feel it doesn't mean it has meaning. Just because we experience it doesn't mean it has meaning, but it might do. And I6 is holding the possibility that what you are a tuning fork for might have importance and resonance for the wider system. So I6 is a critical skill to develop, and it's often one about just becoming aware in the moment. There's this concept in the Gestalt that we go into ourselves and then out of ourselves, into ourselves and out of ourselves, circulating between ourselves and the other person in this kind of field process of emergence. That's really, really critical here, that we're allowing ourselves to become aware of ourselves while also staying in tune with our supervisee. That's I6. There's a subdivision, let's say, of I6, which is I6A, which is our fantasy relationship with the client, but I'll come to that in the next video. So I hope this has been useful, and let's do the I6A fantasy relationship in the next session. Thanks so much. See you soon.